Go home. All right, here's my story. When they all come in from the patio, I'll tell you a story. Well, the paint is let them go. Have my son come in, Jeannie, please. They'll last if they're two teachers and about bigger kids. I want Jeannie and Stephen and all to come in.
They're coming, Dad.
And all my grandkids, I have a couple hundred grandkids. They all come in the house, I run out the back door. All right, everybody's here. Let me tell you a little story. I love being here today. Stop talking! Leave me over the store, go buy another store.
That's not gonna do.
All right, let me tell you a little story. You know what? Let me tell you, folks, I never knew I'd be 90. I always thought I'd die maybe as a younger guy, you know. Now, why? Well, let me tell you why. Me and a million other guys was in World War II. I'm not bragging. I'm not complaining. I'm just hollering. And I want to thank you all for coming here. And when I get home today, I'm cutting the wires on my telephone because I'm tired of calling you all. I mean, that's a joke too, you know that? Because it's a pain in the neck to keep dialing that phone. I got 3 seconds. My son's already giving me orders. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Albert. Happy birthday to my son, my daughter-in-law Jeannie's over there someplace. Jeannie, where are you? My daughter's over there someplace. Where are you? I got all my family here. And my son's over there. Where are you? And who else do I have? I forget who I had. The whole family's here. God bless them, and God bless all of you. And God bless you. One more thing. I'm sorry if you didn't like the cake, you should have went to another party. Watch that woman. She's dangerous. Huh?
I'm going to talk.
All right, let him talk now.
I'll try to keep it under 30 minutes. Well, my father was born, just in case you don't know, obviously July 17, 1926. Okay, his father landed in New Bedford, Massachusetts, from the island of Fayal, which was in the Azores. He was a whaler. And
he whaled me too.
He met Adeline, which was his the woman that he finally married, and had my father and had his uncle Fred. Now, her father was a carpenter. He didn't like whaling. Whaling wasn't exactly what it was cracked up to be, so he became a carpenter. And in 1932, things weren't so good up there, so they ended up coming down here, and they moved to Mount Kisco because things in Bedford were a little more up than they were in New Bedford, Massachusetts, and he came down as a full-fledged carpenter. Okay, my father went to school in Mount Kisco Elementary, and the high school, which is up on High Street, for those who know where the school is. He lived most of his young childhood on Smith Avenue, if I remember correctly. Okay. And he ended up moving over to Strauss Store, which was across the street from St. Francis. Okay. After he graduated from school, 17 years old, he enlisted in the United States Army.
Navy.
Sorry.
Don't scare me.
And in the Navy, he ended up landing on the largest naval or actual military thing that ever happened in the history of the world.
Omaha Beach.
Normandy Beach. He speaks better than I do. He could probably tell you the rest of the story. So I just want to give you a little history. Okay, he married my mother in 1948. Okay, ended up on the railroad, which was his choice. Even though he was a carpenter, at the time, he was looking for something that was a little more steady and a little more guaranteed, so he ended up on the railroad. He did 45 years as a conductor on the railroad. Okay, he had myself.
Time. I was a teacher for 35 years on the railroad. My students are out here now.
That's true.
And let me tell you something, they'd like to shoot me. They're not coming. No, they were good, they were good, they were good, they were good. I was happy to do it. And I did have the first lady that worked on the trade. I wish she was here. I did call her, but she couldn't make it. And the trouble with the lady was, take the rings off, put the hair under the hat, get men's shoes. That was a no-no. Goodbye. That was the end of her. But no, I didn't fire her. She finally did it. And she worked out well. And that was my job. I did that for 32 years, teaching the railroad. But that doesn't make me any better than you. In fact, maybe I'm worse off than you. Because I did have it tough. And we did have it tough. In fact, the gentleman's here that, where's Randy? Randy, you still here?
Yeah. I'm here.
All right, Randall was here. He was the vice president of Grand Central. The lady over here run the President's Club, the one with the striped shirt. She looks like she's a prisoner, but she's not. And let me tell you, I had all beautiful people to work for. And I did attend her class many a time. And I have one more gentleman over there who was a conductor with me. Another guy, where's Ron? Ron's out there hanging onto the window. And Ron was the conductor. And we had a good time. Railroad life wasn't bad. He always wasn't home much. He was always on the road. But what are you going to do? Johnny was a pain in the neck. He always needed me all the while. But that's all right. That's all right. We all had a lot of fun. And it was a good group, too. Now, that's enough of my talk. I got a politician over there who wants to talk. And some think he's a politician when he's not. But maybe you got something else to say. What do you got to say?
Can I finish?
Yeah, okay.
Talking about you now.
Uh-oh, don't talk about me too much. I can go home.
Again, as you just heard, he did a long time on the railroad. He had 3 children, myself, David, and Lori. Okay, and then he worked a lot of hours, worked constantly. That's what he did. And he also worked side jobs, drove a bus, did a whole bunch of stuff. And that didn't keep him from volunteering. My father's probably the oldest member of the Union Hook and Ladder Company in Mount Kisco today. And I don't know how many years. What do you got, 60 years, Danny?
63.
63 years, okay. Cisco Council in Mount Kisco, he just about founded it, they bought the buildings. He spent a lot of time doing the building down here. The American Legion, okay, he still, to this day, feeds the vets there.
Yeah.
Twice a
I do feed the vets. In fact, I was supposed to be here today, but they excused me because it was my birthday.
But anyway, so he did a lot of volunteer work. What else? I think that's about it. I just wanted to give you
That's enough,
a synopsis of who he was.
Well, it's quiet. My town supervisor would like to have something to say, Mr. Chris Purdy.
I'm here on behalf of the town of Bedford, and I'd like to invite my colleague on our town board, Councilwoman Marion Carr, to join me up here. You know, we couldn't be...
Keep it short now. I don't want no politics here.
I'm really honored and privileged to be here to help celebrate Al's 90th birthday. Twice, I met Al knocking on doors. First time that I met him, we were there, I don't know, probably chatting on your front step for well over an hour, and really got to know him well. He held the Bible for me at my swearing-in ceremony when I was elected supervisor, and he was kind enough to do it again after I was re-elected. This is a man who emulates the best in America. When we see around us the terrorism, when we see all of the problems in the world, we know that it's men like Al who protect us and who have put in to give to their nation and to give to their families. So it's a very proud moment for me to be able to give this proclamation on behalf of the town of Bedford. whereas Albert Al Vieira was born in New Bedford, Massachusetts on July 17, 1926. He moved to Mount Kisco, New York with his parents and brother in 1932. And whereas Al, after hearing a speech by President Franklin D. Roosevelt, in which the president proclaimed, "Every loyal American is aware of his individual responsibility," decided to serve in our nation's armed forces. His love of the sea and his strong swimming skill brought him to his choice of serving in the United States Navy. And whereas Al proudly and ably defended our nation and our allies in World War II, seeing action in the Normandy invasion on June 6, 1944, the successful D-Day, the first day of the invasion. And whereas Al, after returning from the service, settled back in Mount Kisco, he worked for New York Central on the steam engines, Conrail, and Metro North for 44 years. And whereas Al married Laura Buffy, they had 3 children, Stephen, Laura, and David. They were married for 62 years. He has 13 grandchildren and 7 great-grandchildren. And whereas Al has and continues to be an avid volunteer, as we have heard. He is a member of the Hook and Ladder Firehouse in Mount Kisco, a member of the Knights of Columbus in Mount Kisco. He played Santa Claus at the Knights' annual Christmas parties. And whereas Al is a member of the Mount Kisco Ancients and plays the drum in the Fife and Drum Corps. Al has marched through the streets of many towns in northern Westchester playing his drum. And whereas Al also volunteers to serve dinner to the veterans from Montrose Veterans Administration Hospital every 3rd Sunday of the month. And whereas Al volunteered to don his conductor's uniform and collect tickets to promote the Bedford Hills Museum's railroad display at the Bedford Hills.
I got your ticket too.
You did? He punched my ticket. Whereas Al has been an extraordinary volunteer for years and his energy knows no bounds. He is a valued and cherished Bedford Hills resident. To quote his great-grandson Antonio, he loves to make people laugh and he gives really good speeches. Now therefore be it resolved that in recognition of his contributions to our town and our nation, and on the occasion of his 90th birthday, the town of Bedford hereby proclaims Sunday, July 17, 2016, Albert Perry Vieira Day in all the land. Congratulations.
You know what? I couldn't do this without you people being here. Because you all did enhance me to do this. You don't do things alone in this world. Number one, this is the guy as our boss. And if you don't believe me, ask him. And I mean it. I'm not saying it because there's a priest here. There could be nobody here. But there's a guy I love right there.
Amen to that.
And David, I'm sorry that you really should have been first on this.
No.
Our Assemblyman David Buckwald.
Hello, everyone. I'm not dressed as your assemblyman today.
That's all right, you look good. I like your legs.
Often when I see Al, he's actually dressed in his veteran's finest. And in fact, earlier this year, had the great pleasure of having Al headline a group of, we have a Valentine's for Veterans organization through my office. And Al joined me and a number of other veterans at West Patton Elementary School, telling the entire school, because there's a school-wide assembly, about what it was like to land on Omaha Beach. And Al, I just want to say, first of all, as you already know, in that big pile of stuff is a citation from the New York State Assembly congratulating you on your 90th birthday. But most importantly, I want to convey how much I think all of us share the view that we're all as productive and as happy-go-lucky as you are at age 90. It'd be quite a blessing. So thank you for being such an inspiration.
Thank you very much.
You know what? I'm glad I got a couple of politicians here. Three politicians. That young lady there just became elected and does a good job. And regardless of who you may be, I do love you all. Amen.